Hello everyone, boxer friends. We're happy to see you. Today we want to present a unique development from Soviet times. These are bags paired with each other. That is, this is work, let's say, not at the rank level, but at the level of candidates and masters of sports. Beginners need to watch it little by little and repeat it, because this is already serious work. Therefore, look, observe, evaluate. All the best and love. I became familiar with this back in the 80s. My coach used this to level up champions, masters, and candidate masters. That is a very smart system. So watch, observe, enjoy. Look, Roman. Here the system is interconnected. If one bag begins to oscillate, the second through the chain begins to oscillate constantly. That is, the system here is designed in such a way that it is not a static bag to which you predictably set a swing and work under these swings, but there is another factor that seriously stresses you out. The first system that is made on this bag, the main one, because everything else is built only on this system. That is, there is a system of three energies that hit if we consider one foot. That is, this is the mechanism we get. When we move, we are now showing this in one place, but there is also a step here to make it clear. That is, the first movement that you make is strong, powerful. It is the lift of the foot. This is the first force that you possess. On the rise, you can hit very powerfully. It can be used as the maximum that you have. The second punch that you make after lifting, you do on the way down. That is, from this position, you can also take energy and develop inertia on the second punch. That is, you punched on the way up, you punched on the way down. And the third force is when you use rotation. Rotation can also be present on the first and second. That is, while lifting, you can rotate to punch. Rotate. Twist the hip and twist the leg, the foot, using it as the first volley that begins in you. Next, everything is very simple. That is, boys who have already been trained, who understand what the punch distance is, they usually choose the middle and close distance, because it is at these distances that all the artillery is laid down, which is both in defense and in attack. You need it. You combine the movement of your punches on the rise, on the fall, on the rotation, on the rotation. I'll explain why not on regular boxing bags. There is such a moment here. You are standing still, and the bags are constantly moving. That is, this brings you closer in some way to a fighting situation, because the opponent can move, and you can already make some adjustments. Rotate, rotate, rise, fall. Rotate, rotate, rise, fall. Rotation, rotation, that is, it is brought to automaticity. Under these same movements, you in the same way already secure a form of defense that goes with your hand and, of course, with your body. When you start working with your elbow on the rise, well, here in boxing, it's generally not recommended, but that's exactly how they taught us, that you have a maximum of 20 centimeters from here to here. Then you won't have time to return it. So the maximum is 10. So you can have up to 20, so that it looks like this. That is, this is how you will attack the punch with your defense. Then you make an attack with a turn of your elbow, as if your hand is not severely torn, although in a fight you will have different situations. That is, with such a movement. 1. Released, 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 worked, released. Here's your punch. Defense, lifting, lowering, spinning, spinning, raising, lowering, rotating, rotating, rotation, lifting, lowering, and so on. Try it, just try it. This is your first drawing, your first approach. One more rule, I forgot to say, the most important one. Your backs never kiss, never connect. That is, your work to keep them from touching each other. Rise, stop, you see? The moment is important. Just lower your leg, and now throw your body weight into your leg so that you can get an effect like this, and you need to catch it with your thigh. That's why I said that rotation helps you in both the first and second cases. Stop, on the rise. Great. Take your time. Step aside. Look carefully. I say again, until you learn slowly, you will never do it quickly. Here comes the rise. Here comes the punch. This is just close range. Here it is. You see? Here is the rise. 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 Lowered. Rise. Now look, at the moment of lowering, the same effect as lifting, only I begin to press with my entire mass. I start to fall. Fall. And at the moment of falling, I already set the trajectory that I need, and accordingly I can twist the attack with my foot. Do you see how I twisted it? Rised, punched, punched, rised, punched, rised. That's a simple scheme. 1. Here it works for any punch. Straight, side, any. The touches are so clear and hard. You see how it can get shaky, rising, rotation, lowering. The movement is twisting, plus lifting, maximum energy. And if you work from below, all floors can be used. This is what this system leads to. Rotation, lifting, lowering. Try your best. Do it slowly. Lift, lower, rotate, rotate. Enough. We will end here for now. And in the future, we will continue to show special developments that were done in the 70s, 80s, and 90s to improve boxing qualities for the concept of determining strength, sharpness, that is, working with a projectile. Here it's a completely different matter, because the backs are constantly moving, and this is another picture of the correct formation of movement upon movement in order to punch in time, correctly and accurately, at the same time, practically without losing your energy. Do everything with short compressions and fast reductions. Therefore, all the best, love, see you again.